Well, hey, what's up? What's up? Hello. What is going on? New Catch Podcast followers. Welcome to episode 3. I'm on episode 3, and it's gonna keep getting gooder and gooder. I'm excited about this episode as always, about every episode, but even more so now for a couple of reasons. One, now we have the Anchor video cast, or the Anchor video podcast, where you can upload your video and the words will be put to it. It's something they do on their end, and I think it's great. And what better time now? And I'm just so glad I listen to God and follow through on this thing, because now work is being done without me having to do the work. Okay, and of course, once again, this is the New Catch Podcast. I want to welcome those who are new to my podcast. Of course, this podcast, I'm your host, Brian Hurdle, and this podcast is about equipping, serving, and building up, God's people, based off of Luke 5:1 through 11. As always, and I end my show with that once I get there. But this episode, man, is and you can also, another reason why I'm excited about this one is because now I'm on Amazon Music. You can follow. Please subscribe and follow me on Amazon Music. I'm on Google Podcasts. I'm on Anchor and by Spotify, and also on Spotify. And that's another reason why I'm excited. Third reason why I'm excited is because this episode, I'm gonna take you through a journey of the last month. Okay, and this last month has been an absolute adventure, man. I feel like the Black Indiana Jones in this joint. Just some of the obstacles and booby traps and some of the I guess encryption into some things I had to read into and really get in and hone in on what God was saying and what's going on and why this is happening and what's why this affliction and why that persecution and what's really going on, and everything is spiritual. I'm telling you, everything starts in the spirit realm, and you cannot live in this natural world and think that this is all there is, because it's not. And I'm going to get into it, and it's going to be good. And I need you to share it and share it and tell a friend and tell a friend. Yeah, you might not know me. Yeah, you never heard of me. But God told me he going to make my name great. So, bless God, I'm going to leave that one there. And so this episode is called Revelations, man, from the Classroom. And what I learned while I was in the school system. And many of you all that do know me personally, I am called to be a teacher, whether I'm in the school system or not. The certificate and the paper is a man thing, which is fine, and you need it. No knock. I'm not hating. Whatever that may be. But it's good to know who you are. And my lane is evangelist and teacher. So whether it's in the school, on the street, I go to bus stops. It doesn't matter. Where I am. My calling is to be a teacher, man, in the name that is above all names. And I'm just trying to take care of all the house cleaning stuff, housekeeping things before I get into this thing, man. And it is from the throne what God revealed to me. Let me tell you something. Well, I won't reveal that too early. I won't say that too early, because in what He revealed to me, I bring that all together in the end. In Jesus' name. I'm sure you can see my AT aliens, man, them Hawks, man. It's game 2 tonight. Man, y'all better win, man. Y'all got ran off the court by the Heat. And I don't understand what's going on. How you make it to the semis last year, and then you got to come in on the 8th seed, and then you get blown out. But anyway, okay, so I don't want to get stuck on that. Y'all ready? What? Let's go for it. I want to give you 13 things, God, and it was many more, I'm sure. 13 things God revealed to me while I was up in front of children, 6th graders, so 12 and 13, 11, 12, 13-year-olds, for the last 9 months, in front of them, teaching them social studies and science. God was schooling me on His studies and His science, and taking me through His process, and kind of taking me through that refiner's fire. And it didn't always feel good, man. And this was, and prayerfully, and I know this will bless your life. The number one thing He showed me, I'm coming in hot. Number one thing He showed me was stubbornness. And when in the first couple of weeks of school, and I could not fathom why some of the children were just so stubborn and hard headed. They wouldn't move. I knew something that they didn't, and I'm trying to get to them to where I was, and get them to comprehend what I was telling them. Hey, this is a better seat for you. Hey, this is a better move for you. Hey, let's not do that. Now, won't you sit over here, and won't you line up like this? And it was just this stubbornness I could not wrap my head around. I don't want to get into it too early, but just follow the flow here. And so what happened is God started showing me certain things. And it was this particular young man in my homeroom class that is just like this other young man that is in my life personally. And I'm like, I cannot get away from this dude. And I'm talking about, me personally, the passionate, fired up person I am. And it's wrong. Pray for me. You can call it what you want to. I like immediate doggone response, but so do God. Listen to me good. A delayed response is disobedience, right? And so when I say something, or when I ask something, move. And this young man, he was just slow to move and slow to talk. He won't say nothing. Now he talking and kind of rolling. Can't shut him up, But it would just burn me up. And I'm like, okay, that's fine, whatever. And God say, what? Here's the number one thing. What? You stubborn, Brian. What? You stubborn. What? And you're not giving me an immediate response. God is saying, Brian, I'm trying to show you this. I know something you don't. I need you to go here. I need you to move here. I need you to say this then. I need you to say it now. And you are giving me the slowest response. I got to read this to you real quick. The scripture that came up with that. This is going to be a little while on this episode. The scripture that came up to this one is one of my personal ones that I use in my life. And it's me all day long. Numbers 11. And this is the complaints of the Israelites coming out of Egypt. And I'm starting at verse 1. It says, now the people began complaining openly. This is out of the CSB. It's other great versions. I'd rather read this one for those that are new. Now the people began complaining openly before the Lord about hardship. When the Lord heard, his anger burned, and fire from the Lord blazed among them and consumed the outskirts of the camp. Verse 2. Then the people cried out to Moses. Now they crying out to Moses. And he prayed to the Lord, and the fire died down, so that the place was named Taberah, because the Lord's fire had blazed among them. Watch this now. But here's where it got good. Verse 4 says this. The riffraff among them had a strong craving for other food. I want to ask you today, what's your other food? And I guess I'm talking to myself, and God was kind of asking me. Now put yourself in a classroom setting. Brian, you got too many other foods. What are you thinking about, son? You got too many doggone options. And the Israelites wept and said, who would feed us meat? Now, these people been in bondage. These people have been beat down. These people have been spit on. These people have been sweating bullets for 400 and some odd doggone years. They get free. Watch this. And the first place they mind go is back to bondage. And this verse 5 says this. We remember the free fish we ate in Egypt. Are you serious, Brian? I done took you, come on, from the weed, from the women, from your stubborn. I done brought you from death to life. I asked you to do something small, and you act like you can't move. You too busy thinking about the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s, and when they joked you and teased you, and come on, you weren't so sure about yourself, and you was getting beat up, and I'm gonna talk that talk on this episode. You better tell a friend to tell her, or close your ears. Come on, verse 5. And it says, along with the cucumbers and melons and leeks and onions and garlic. Well, one thing we know about the Israelites, their breath ain't smell too good. But anyway. Verse 6. But now our appetite is gone. There's nothing to look at but this manna. And man, I'm telling you, boy, that hit a home run, boy, like the Atlanta Braves, like my baseball team that just won the pennant. No pun. It said there's nothing else to look at but this manna. But this manna. That's how you gonna do, God. And then the next verse talks about what the manna looked like. The manna looked like, it said, well, it resembled the coriander seed and bdellium. Meaning that's one of God's crystals, man. So you know it looked the bomb. And yet, what I do is you see the good, you see the beauty for ashes, Brian. You see the joy for your sorrow, and yet I minimize God's word by saying, "Oh, it's nothing else to look at but this manna, but this daily bread, but this word God has given me." I don't care how saved you are, man. There's a lot of ways, man. I can delay God's actions. What's your other food? Number 2. Let's keep going. Number 2. And then it took me to 1 Corinthians 3:3, where here it is. Let me end that point number 1. Read 1 Corinthians 3:3, and it just really is all about, it was about immaturity. It was certain things God was trying to get to me, but I was still on milk. It was certain things God was trying to get to the Israelites. They didn't understand that, watch this, manna was all they could consume. And saying, I want to talk to that person that's still living how they want to live, doing what you want to do, and you think that living for Jesus is going to be boring, and you're going to get to thinking about, well, shoot, I could have stayed in Egypt. But isn't it amazing how the Israelites prayed to get out of a place now that they want to go back to? Yeah, boy, if the shoe fit. Let's keep going. Point number 2. This is the other thing God showed me. They had, and I'm to me on this end, I'm thinking to myself, these children got issues. God looking at me like, no, I know somebody with an issue. It don't have nothing to do with these children. Point number 2, difficulties receiving free things, right? Or free points. Check this out. I told the children one time, it was back in October, November, right before Thanksgiving. I made a project, we was social studies. I told the children, it was 3 blocks. I told 60 some children, right? Out of all 3, it was 60 some. If you do this project, you get a free 100 points. I said free, Free points. Free. Listen to this. There's nothing better on planet Earth than Free. How much it costs is Free. Let me tell you something like this. Free is priceless. Let that sizzle in your doggone spirit. And I thought to myself, man, I said, that's tight. That's tight. Because how often, and the other day I was just reading Ephesians 6:10, and it said, accept salvation as a helmet. I had never, out of the Good News Translation, I had never read it like that. And I have issues accepting the free gift of salvation. The Israelites had the same issue. They would rather work for something that's free. And I couldn't understand, and it would burn me up about these children who would rather, they were making it harder on themselves. Out of 60 some students, ask me, come on, send me a comment, email me, ask me. I'm not even going to give you the number right here on the podcast. Ask me how many out of 60 children took hold of that and received their free 100 points. I'm telling you, you'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. Over in Hebrews 12:1-2, and I mean, in this, I'm going to go into that third point, but it was just amazing. It was just amazing. It was amazing. Number 3, what? No homework. What? Listen to me good. 60 some students. Once again, ask me how many of them did their homework. Nothing. I'm talking about after September, cold. I'm doo-doo. It's like Grey's Anatomy, dead. Graveyard, dead. Nothing. Nobody did nothing. And I think part of the reason was that listen, I think some of the children knew that watch this, that the homework didn't weigh as much as the tests and the quizzes. And they realized that they could pass without doing the homework. So they passed on the homework. And I whoo. Well, I'm talking about I'm scorching. By November, I was, whoo. I couldn't, I'm telling y'all, I couldn't understand some of these children. That was my toothpick. I couldn't understand some of them. I couldn't understand it. It was amazing to me why they were not getting it. And so I thought about Hebrews 12, 1 and 2. And it talks about, therefore we are surrounded by so great cloud of witnesses. Let us throw off. Watch this. Everything that may weigh us down or the sin that so easily besets us. So now everything is not a sin, y'all, for those that haven't received it. Well, some things that may be slowing you up in life are just weights. And I thought about the children and the homework and how much that homework weighed, right? And so I thought about myself and my life and some of the decisions, some of the choices that I made. And maybe that's you out there right now. You come on now, you and now they done made it legal. Everybody getting high. You can just be walking and get a whiff of weed like Looney Tunes. It's like a cloud of smoke. I'm gonna get you high today. I don't care if you smoke or not. You catching contacts at McDonald's. You can't even sit behind nobody in the drive-thru. They high as gas. They pulling up, getting you. Come on, that ain't no vapor. You can't even walk. Me and Pastor, we at the doggone church the other day. We getting signs ready for Sunday morning. Oh, right, that ain't grass, man. That's grass. All right, no, it's grass. It's grass. It's grass. Maybe you having that premarital sex, and because the lightning hasn't flashed and the thunder hasn't roared, watch this, and you thinking it doesn't weigh that much. Come on, man. You thinking, well, watch this, and the thing about it is, some of them children knew it was wrong. We are God's children. Some of us knew that mess we doing is wrong, but watch this. Because the lightning wasn't flashing, the thunder wasn't roaring, you didn't see no burning bush, you didn't see no Red Sea parting, you didn't see, lights and beacons and stuff going off. You kept doing what you're doing. And you think, well, long as I pass that test of life, long as I say the salvation prayer while I'm on my deathbed with plugs and tubes tied up, or I'm in that car accident, or I'm in a burning house, or I got bullet holes in me slumped in my car, long as I say yes, Jesus, then I'm good. That's fine. Yeah, that'll get you in. If you want to go out like that, cool, not me. I'm trying to live my whole life with God, experience all that he has for me in a healthy fashion, spirit, soul, and body. Are you listening to me? Number 4, premarital sex too. Well, I'm going to go on hit this chick. She fat, I like her, I'm going to hit her. She light-skinned, she good, she look good, I'm going to hit her. She giving it up, so I'm taking it. You dumb. I'm telling you, you in a no-fly zone. You're in a no-fly zone. Watch this, cause now, and I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna ever say the title of the movie. If you know, you know. There was a movie where the guy had killed so many people. He ended up getting killed. When he woke up, he was in an empty room, and every time the lights blinked in that room, everyone he killed was popping up in the room till the room was packed. He was in his own hell. And you do not want to stand before Jesus the King with all them souls tied to you. Just smile real big. We want nobody to know I'm talking to you. All right, number 4. Let's keep going. Some of the children were sleeping doing my instructions. Now, I'm gonna tell you something. If any time, man, you want to quit. Come on, man. If it ain't nothing, man, that made somebody, man, want to quit, man, was that. I'm like, come on, man, you ain't gonna sleep on me. I'm too animated. One of the children called me, Mr. Hurd, you dramatic. I ain't know how to take that, but I liked it. At least she was listening. Now, there was a female too. Most of the girls, I ain't had no, they won't never sleep. Maybe 1 or 2 of them. The boys, they gone, got their hood on, feet up. You doggone feet out that chair, boy. You, Mr. Hurdle, I'm tired. Stop playing 2K all night. Mr. Hurdle, I don't play 2K. I play Fortnite. Okay, whatever. Sleeping doing instructions. God took me over to Matthew 26, 36 and 44. Come on. Jesus was in the Garden of Gethsemane. Watch this. And this is, and I'm telling you, man, this is the process God was taking me through. I'm in there kind of internally couldn't understand the children, criticizing the children, judging the children, and God sitting in the room like, yeah, boy, you wait till he realized what I'm doing to him. Sleeping doing instructions. How many instructions have Jesus given me? He interceding, praying for me, and also I'm somewhere knocked out. And over in Matthew 26, you'll find that he gave the disciples distinct instructions. He come out from interceding, they sleep. I know he was hot. You could have fried an egg on Jesus' feet. You call it what you want to. He's a lamb. No. First of all, Jesus is the lion and the lamb. I know he wanted to kill every last one of them. You sacrilegious. No, Jesus ain't gonna kill you. Stupid. Obviously, you don't know the Bible. Jesus will take you clean out of here. Now he loves you. I don't know why people think Jesus and them a joke. That man ain't no joke. Not to me. But all right, listen to me good.